Let's go ahead and go create some test specs for action creators, since those are easy to test as well. actioncreators.spec.js. Okay. Oh, the other thing is you can go into reducer.spec. This should be a flow document as well. No reason that it can't be. Yeah, shouldn't cause any errors, so good. Let's go at flow into this document. This is the actioncreators.spec.js. Here we're going to import our two action creators, set search term, and add API data from ..action creators. So first one we're going to test here is test set search term, which is going to be a function. So we're going to expect, if we pass it a set search term, okay, and let's say we pass it the search. We've been using black this whole time, but here in my notes I have New York, so we'll just say that. New York. So let's go take a look at the action creator itself. If we pass in New York here, what do we expect to get back from it? We expect to get back a well-formed object of type, set search term, and payload of whatever that string that we passed in is, right? Now, remember that Jest has that ability to do snapshots, right? The only thing that a snapshot is it's just a JSON structure, right? So like our snapshots that we're generating for React, it's just a JSON representation of what our components look like, right? Well, if we go in here to our action creators spec, action creators spec.js, set search term is just going to return a JSON structure, right? So we can actually just say to match snapshot here and leverage that same ability. So now this JSON structure really shouldn't change over time, right? And if it does change, we want to be well aware of that's what's happening. So to test action creators, it's really just snapshots. I mean, I could come in here and say to equal type, set search term, and then payload New York. I mean, that's fine too, but why not leverage that snapshot ability? So that's what we're going to do here. So again, we're going to say yarn test. So the first time it's going to create our snapshot. We can go in here and actually look at our snapshot, action creators spec.snap, and we expect the first one to equal that particular object that we created with our action creator. Now this is what I like about this is, say I decide that later I want a different test case, or maybe, no, this is even better. Let's actually go into action creators, and let's say we start using the error ability of these, right? And I say error, none, I don't know, null, or something like that. Now it's going to fail, right? Yarn test. This fails because here I started adding this error ability, right? But now it's really easy to update if that's what I anticipate, so I can just say yarn test :update, right? So that's why I like the snapshot tests, is that they're really easy to update as your app evolves, right? Your tests evolve with you, and you don't actually have to do a lot of extra coding to get there. So coming back here and say yarn test, and it passes. As you might imagine, going back to our action creator spec, testing add API data is going to be just as easy. Add API data. Here we're just going to say expect, put this on multiple lines, add API data, and we're just going to give it some sort of API data of like 0.8 title. In fact, we could just really grab this from data.json. So we'll just grab Stranger Things here. Go back to actioncreators.spec. Just going to paste that right there. And we're going to give it a rating because that's ultimately what's coming back from the API. So rating colon, I don't know, 8.6, something like that. And then here we'll say to match snapshot, and voila. And we're going to say yarn test here. And now we have an extra snapshot, so we can detect ever if something happens with an API data if it drifts in one direction or the other. So if you look at the snap, just to make sure that everything looks like what you want it to, payload, it's going to be this object here, and type is going to be add API data. That's exactly what we expect. So cool, everything's good. It all works. So testing action creators is really easy. It's a snap. Huh? Huh? No? Okay. Oh, that was horrible. Okay. Any questions about that? So this is why, again, one of the reasons I really, really like Redux is it makes testing these kind of micro pieces of changing state pretty ironclad now. I'm guaranteed now set search term is going to create these objects the way I anticipate, and this is well tested, and I trust it now.